Hello, friends. In this session, I want to explain the relay module to you, what a relay module actually is, and what the difference is between a relay module and a regular relay. Let's take a look. A relay module is a driver board that is used to operate a relay. We cannot connect a relay directly to a microcontroller. We need a driver board. A relay module already has this driver board built into it. Now, if you want to design and build the driver board yourself, I honestly suggest buying the relay module from me. Why? Because the cost ends up being the same as building the driver board yourself, but this one is ready-made. You won't need to design the board yourself, and it's more cost-effective. So what is a relay module? Let's explain. A microcontroller can usually supply about 5 to 40 milliamps of current. It cannot provide more than that. But when a relay is energized or activated, it typically draws around 70 to 75 milliamps of current. This is too much for a microcontroller, which is built using transistors, and it can cause the microcontroller to burn out. That's why you cannot connect a relay directly to an Arduino. You must use a driver board. In this training, we will teach you how to completely separate the control circuit from the power circuit. What does that mean? It means the control circuit has its own voltage, and the power circuit, which turns the relay on and off, has a separate voltage. They have no direct electrical connection to each other. How does this happen? Take a look here. Each relay on the board has its own optocoupler. You can see there are 8 optocouplers, one optocoupler for each relay. The first for the first relay, the second for the second relay, and so on. Now, what is an optocoupler? I'll explain it more clearly on paper. An optocoupler is a 4-pin IC. It has 2 pins on one side and 2 pins on the other side. Inside it, there is an LED, a light-emitting diode, on one side, and a light sensor or receiver on the other side. There is a gap between them, meaning there is no direct electrical connection between the two sides. One side is a light transmitter, and the other side is a light receiver. When this side is activated by the Arduino, the LED inside the optocoupler turns on. If we label the pins as 1, 2, 3, and 4, pins 1 and 2 are related to energizing the optocoupler. When the optocoupler is activated and the LED turns on, the light is received by the sensor on the other side. Now, it doesn't matter whether the signal comes from this side or that side. In normal conditions, pin 3 is not connected to pin 4. In that sense, it behaves like a relay, but we cannot use it as an actual relay. For example, if we want to turn on a lamp that works with 220 V AC, we cannot pass such a voltage through an optocoupler. An optocoupler cannot pass 12 V DC or higher power directly either. But our relays are activated with 5 volts. That's why when pins 1 and 2 are activated by the Arduino, the LED inside the optocoupler turns on. The light receiver then detects this light, and pins 3 and 4 become connected. As a result, the 5-volt voltage present on pin 3 is transferred to pin 4 and sent toward the relay driver circuit, which then activates the relay. One side of the voltage is directly connected to ground, negative, and the positive side is connected to the optocoupler. This is how the relay module is designed. Because of this structure, the power circuit is completely isolated from the control circuit. Now, these relays, as I mentioned earlier in the programming lesson, are low active, active-low. That means they are activated with a low voltage, logic 0. Why are they active-low? Let me explain. I'll now explain how we separate the power circuit from the control circuit using a separate 5-volt adapter. In this configuration, the positive 5 volts is connected directly to the optocoupler. If I show this in the image, these are pins 1 and 2. Let's assume the top is positive and the bottom is negative. The positive side is directly connected to plus 5 volts, and the negative side is connected to an Arduino pin. When the Arduino output is active-low, it sends a logic 0 volts. At that moment, one side of the optocoupler is at plus 5 volts and the other side is at 0 volts, so the optocoupler turns on. That's why it's called low active. But when the Arduino sends a logic 1, which is plus 5 volts, both sides of the optocoupler are at plus 5 volts. Since there is no voltage difference, the optocoupler does not turn on and remains inactive. This is why these relays are active-low. This explanation was just for your understanding. Now, regarding the optocouplers, each one also has a flyback diode, freewheeling diode, used for noise suppression. If you look closely, you'll see that above each optocoupler is a diode used to handle reverse current and reduce electrical noise. This explains how the optocouplers work. Now, if I show you here on the board, you can see labels like IN1, IN2, up to IN8, and finally VCC. IN1 to IN8 are connected to the Arduino pins, for example pins 9, 10, 11, and 12, which are used to activate the relays. The control signals coming from the Arduino must be connected to these pins. For example, if you connect to IN1, relay number 1 will be activated. If you connect to IN4, the fourth relay will be activated. This is how you select which relay you want to control. As for GND and VCC here, we don't use them for the control side because, as I said, we want to separate the power circuit from the control circuit. On the relay side of the board, you can see GND, VCC, and JDVCC. We use JDVCC for powering the relay section. Now I'll explain how to wire and use this relay. Let me also explain how its switching on-off mechanism works. If you look at the relay, you'll see that in the default state, before the relay is energized, the middle pin is connected to one of the side pins. In other words, in the normal state, if this pin is connected, electricity flows, and you can tell that the relay is not energized yet. When the relay becomes energized, the connection changes. The middle pin disconnects from the first side pin and connects to the other side pin. The first pin becomes inactive. So the relay switching action always happens through the middle pin. The middle pin is the common pin. So when you want to connect power to a load, you should always connect the incoming power to the middle pin. The output that goes to the lamp or any load should be connected to the pin on the right side. In total, the relay has 3 pins, 1, 2, and 3 if we count from left to right. The input coming from your power source or wall outlet should be connected to the middle pin. The wire that continues to the lamp or device should be connected to the third pin. This is how a relay works. Now, as I said, we want to separate the control circuit from the power circuit. Look here. I bought a separate 5-volt 3-amp DC adapter. This adapter is used to isolate the control circuit from the power circuit. You cannot directly connect this adapter to the relay board as it is. If you go to any electronics shop, you can buy a female DC jack adapter for it. I personally use male to female wires and soldered them. I soldered one wire here and one wire here. The end is male so that I can easily plug it into the relay module. You can ask for these at any electronics store, male to female wires and a female DC adapter. The adapter cable has 2 colors, red and black. Red is positive, plus, and black is negative, N. Now, how do we connect this to the relay module so that the control circuit is completely isolated from the power circuit? For control signals, we use IN1 to IN8. Whichever one we connect, that corresponding relay will turn on. For example, if we connect IN8, relay number 8 will be controlled. We do not use GND and VCC on this side, as I mentioned before. Now let's move to this side of the board, the 3 pins that are used to separate the control circuit from the power circuit. As I said, these relays are low active, so the ground comes directly from the Arduino. To activate the optocoupler, we need VCC and GND from the Arduino and a separate positive and negative supply to energize the relay itself.
So how do we wire the pins? First, we take this separate 5-volt power adapter, which belongs to the power circuit. This voltage must be completely independent from the Arduino's voltage. The red wire is positive. I connect this positive wire to JDVCC, the last pin. This is the positive supply for the relay coils. Now, the middle pin, VCC, should be connected to the Arduino's 5-volt output, the same 5 volts we use to power things like an LCD. The last pin is GND, and this GND is connected only to the adapter's ground. So, to be clear, JDVCC goes to positive from the external 5-volt adapter. VCC goes to 5 volts from the Arduino. GND goes to ground from the external adapter. And finally, IN1 to IN8 are connected to the Arduino output pins to control the relays. Now, what happens? The control signal, GND and VCC from the Arduino, activates the optocoupler. When the optocoupler turns on, the separate 5-volt voltage from the adapter energizes the relay. This way, the control circuit is completely isolated from the power circuit. That's how we safely separate the control side from the power side using optocouplers and a relay module. This means that the Arduino only turns the optocoupler on and off. The voltage that actually goes to the relay and passes through the optocoupler comes from this external adapter. So the control circuit is completely separated from the power circuit. That's how simple it is. All right, that's done. Now let's move on to the practical part on the device itself and see how the code we wrote actually works. We'll connect the relays and also connect a lamp. Then we'll use the temperature sensor, increase the temperature, and see how the relay turns on and off in practice. I'll disconnect this for now and move to the device. Now take a look. I've placed the relay here. I've connected the mains voltage here. This single relay actually has a problem. It doesn't switch properly, so I'll show you using this relay instead. Look at the wiring. This wire comes directly from the mains plug. From here, it goes to the lamp, and the relay turns the lamp on and off. Always try to connect the phase wire, live wire, to the relay. The neutral wire should go directly to the lamp, so the phase comes into the relay, gets switched, and then goes to the lamp. My sensor is already connected. Now let's look at the Arduino connections. First, I'll connect the adapter. As I said, the white wire here is positive, so I connect it to the right side. I also need the Arduino's 5-volt output, which I've already soldered here. You might be thinking, why is there so much soldering? All these wires were explained earlier. The LCD, the buttons, and other components are already connected. I first soldered them to the LCD, then routed them here to make everything stronger and prevent loose connections. You can connect them directly to the Arduino if you want, but soldering makes it more reliable. These are just the LCD wires, button wires, and the sensor and humidity sensor wires. Nothing special. Don't be afraid of the number of wires. This includes the LCD, potentiometer, buttons, and the temperature and humidity sensor. As I explained in previous videos, this is an I2C sensor. It uses 2 wires, SDA and SCL. We read temperature and humidity data through these 2 lines. Now let's move to connecting the relay itself. What did I say about the middle pin? It is connected to the Arduino's 5 volts. I soldered this separately earlier, so I connect it here. That's the Arduino's 5 volts. The last pin is ground, which is connected to the adapter's ground. So, middle pin equals Arduino 5 volts. Right pin equals positive from the external adapter. Left pin equals negative from the external adapter. That's it. Very simple. Now let's move to the control signals. We have 4 control lines. The first one is for lamp 1, the second for lamp 2, the third for humidity, and the last one for the motor, which is not connected right now. I'll only show the lamp for now. The motor works the same way. I'll connect the last relay, which is IN8, since it's connected to relay number 8. The white wire corresponds to relay 1. The others are 2, 3, and 4. Why connect all 4 if I'm not using all of them? So I can show you how to connect relays to the Arduino in every case. The white wire is for relay 1. In the code, relay 1 was defined as lamp 1, and it was assigned to Arduino pin 9, so I connect it to pin 9. Lamp 2 uses the gray wire and is connected to pin 10. The third one is for humidity and goes to pin 11. The last one is for the motor and goes to pin 12. All pins are now connected. That means all the relays should turn on and off correctly. That's it. The relay module is ready to use. Now the power circuit is completely separated from the control circuit. They have no electrical connection to each other. The relays are powered by the external adapter. Look here. I've now connected the adapter. The 5 volts used to energize the relays is completely separate from the Arduino. The Arduino only controls the optocouplers. It has nothing to do directly with the relay coils. The optocouplers switch on and off, and the voltage coming from the adapter passes through and energizes the relay. Now let's test everything together.
We'll check the temperature and humidity readings and bring the lamp closer to the sensor to see whether the relay switches or not. The wiring for the lamp was already done earlier. As I said, the neutral wire goes directly to the lamp. The phase wire goes to the middle pin of the relay, and from the switched pin, it goes to the lamp. The lamp is connected, the sensor is here. This is a DHT sensor. It's a great sensor for measuring temperature and humidity. Now I'll start connecting the wires. First, I connect the adapter so the relay voltage is ready. Be careful, the mains voltage is present and this is dangerous. Now, if I power on the Arduino, the lamp should turn on. The temperature is currently low, so the lamp turns on. Let's check the readings. Temperature is about 28.4 degrees Celsius and humidity is around 60%. Now I'll bring the sensor closer. Watch how the temperature rises. 31, 32, the temperature is increasing. Now it reaches around 37.7 degrees Celsius. At this point, the relay starts switching on and off because the sensor is reading rapid temperature changes. You can see the relay clicking. If I move the sensor away, the temperature drops and the relay changes state again. As I mentioned before, because of noise, the LCD might briefly flicker or behave strangely. After about 10 seconds, it refreshes and becomes stable again. This is normal and caused by electrical noise. If you look at the relay board, each relay has a small LED. When a relay is energized, its LED turns on. You can see relay 1 is active, humidity control is also active, and the motor relay would activate in the same way if it were connected. So this is how we turn a lamp on and off using a relay and a sensor. The humidity control works exactly the same way as temperature because the logic in the code is the same. That's it. The explanation of the relay is now complete. There's nothing more left to explain about it now. Always try to separate your control circuit from your power circuit so that less noise affects your system. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Goodbye and take care.